What if I told you that one of the greatest mysteries in human history might not be a myth after all? For thousands of years, people have searched for a legendary super-advanced civilization said to have vanished in a single day. Some say it was destroyed by the gods. Some say it sank beneath the ocean. And others believe it never existed at all. But today, new scientific discoveries, underwater anomalies, and ancient texts have pushed one question back into the spotlight. Was Atlantis a myth or a forgotten chapter of human history? Let's dive deep, literally, and explore everything we know, everything we don't know, and what modern research might finally be revealing about the lost city of Atlantis. Section 1. Where did the story of Atlantis come from? The earliest and only detailed description of Atlantis comes from the Greek philosopher Plato, around 360 BC. He wrote about it in two of his dialogues, Timaeus and Critias. According to Plato, Atlantis was a powerful naval empire, larger than ancient Libya and Asia combined, located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, meaning past the Strait of Gibraltar, extremely technologically advanced, built in a circular pattern with rings of land and water. And most importantly, Plato said Atlantis was destroyed in a single day and night of misfortune, sinking into the sea and disappearing forever. Now here's the catch. Plato said he didn't make the story up. He claimed it came from Egyptian priests, who told it to his ancestor Solon, one of the 7 wise men of Greece. So there are two possibilities. Atlantis was a symbolic story Plato used to explain political corruption. Atlantis was based on a real civilization long forgotten by time. And that's where things get interesting. Section 2. Was Atlantis just a metaphor? A lot of historians argue that Atlantis was never meant to be taken literally. They say Plato invented the entire story as an allegory, a warning about the dangers of greed, arrogance, and military expansion. In their view, Atlantis represented the perfect empire gone bad. Makes sense, right? But then, there's a problem. Plato was a philosopher, yes, but he was also known for being precise. When Plato invented fictional locations, he usually said so. But in this case, he described Atlantis with exact measurements, geography, and even population size. Most myths don't include that kind of detail. So now the idea that Atlantis might have been based on a real place becomes a lot more convincing. Section 3. Could Atlantis be a forgotten real civilization? Here's where ancient archaeology and modern science start to collide. Over the last century, researchers have found evidence that advanced civilizations existed much earlier than previously believed. For example, the city of Göbekli Tepe in Turkey is over 11,000 years old, older than agriculture. The mysterious Yonaguni underwater structures in Japan look like man-made pyramids. The Risha structure in Mauritania resembles Plato's circular description of Atlantis almost perfectly. Minoan civilization on Santorini suffered a massive volcanic destruction that eerily matches Atlantis's sudden disappearance. These discoveries show that human civilization may have had advanced stages long before traditional history books claim. So the question is no longer, could Atlantis have existed? Now it's, which of these ancient places match the description? Let's look at the leading theories. Section 4. Possible locations of Atlantis. 1. Santorini, Thera, the Minoan theory. One of the strongest theories places Atlantis on the Greek island of Santorini, home to the Minoan civilization. Around 1600 BC, the island erupted in one of the largest volcanic explosions in recorded history. The blast caused massive tsunamis, shockwaves across the Mediterranean. Entire cities wiped out. This disaster aligns perfectly with Plato's description of a single day and night of misfortune. However, Plato said Atlantis existed 9,000 years before Solon, which would place it around 9,600 BC, much older than the Minoans. So while Santorini fits the destruction event, it doesn't match the timeline. 2. The Rishat structure, the Eye of the Sahara. This one is shocking. In the Sahara Desert lies a massive formation called the Rishat structure, also known as the Eye of the Sahara. From above, it looks almost exactly like Plato's description of Atlantis. Concentric rings of land and water, large enough to match Plato's measurements, made of materials described by Plato. Located in an area that was once lush and full of rivers around 10,000 years ago. Satellite images also reveal signs of ancient water flow, suggesting this desert was once a vibrant region. But there's one big issue. There is no clear evidence of human-made architecture. So, is it Atlantis? Or just a natural formation that happens to look like the description? The mystery continues. 3. The Caribbean or Bahamas. The Bimini Road. In 1968, divers discovered a long structure off the coast of Bimini in the Bahamas. It looked like a paved road made with massive rectangular stones. People immediately shouted, "Atlantis found!" Some scientists believe the Bimini Road is natural. Others insist the stones show signs of human shaping. Even stranger, Plato located Atlantis beyond the Pillars of Hercules, which could mean west of the Atlantic Ocean. But without more evidence, this remains speculation. 4. Antarctica, the frozen civilization theory. A more radical theory claims that Atlantis lies beneath the ice of Antarctica. According to this idea, Earth's crust shifted thousands of years ago. Antarctica was once located farther north. A thriving civilization was suddenly buried under ice. Sounds crazy, right? But several maps from the 1500s, like the Piri Reis map, show Antarctica without ice, something ancient humans should not have known. Could that civilization be Atlantis? We may never know. Section 5. Could Atlantis be a memory of the last ice age? Plato's timeline, around 9,600 BC, matches the end of the last ice age when sea levels rose over 400 feet. Coastal cities were submerged. Entire regions disappeared. Think about it. If humans built settlements near the coast, rising oceans would have swallowed them whole. In fact, sonar scans around the world have discovered ancient shorelines and underwater ruins off. Section 6. Why would Plato lie? If Atlantis was made up, then Plato went to extraordinary effort to construct a detailed history, geography, culture, and timeline. But here's something even more interesting. Plato never finished the story. The text breaks off suddenly, mid-sentence. Some historians believe he intended to write more, but died before completing it. Others think he left it unfinished because he was describing real information that he didn't fully understand. Either way, the incomplete ending only deepens the mystery. Section 7. Modern science is starting to reopen the case. Today with satellite imaging underwater drones, LiDAR scanning sediment core analysis. Scientists are discovering ancient structures underwater that we never knew existed. For the first time in history, we are capable of exploring deep ocean floors and submerged continents. So far, nothing definitive has been found that proves Atlantis. But evidence against it is becoming weaker every year. The ocean still hides more than 80% of its secrets. Anything could be down there. If you enjoyed exploring this ancient mystery, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into history's greatest secrets. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep searching for the unknown.